Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to episode 12 of Kaiju number 8. And already I knew that a sequel or season 2 was already coming. I already knew that, which I'm already looking forward to, because this show has been just pure fire this whole entire time. I loved it, one of the best ones I've watched this year, and I just never got back then when people did not like about the show. I have no idea why. But after watching the ending of this and with the cliffhanger, I'm so hopefully that that season 2 is gonna peak even more when season 2 comes around. But after when General Shinomiya, Kurokyu's father, fighting against Kafka with the modified weapon of Kaiju number 2, and Kafka, losing control of himself because the Kaiju within him is taking over, fighting him. He's trying to fight back, he's trying to make himself, take back control of his body, right? And then you get this really cool, because how he glows like a teal, blue, or green, right? And then it just starts glowing red. That was pretty of a cool look too, as well, glowing red. And he managed to get a couple of hits on the general. First he grazes him right on his hip, and then just grabs him, slams him against the wall, and then you get Kurokyo, watching in horror, this is. Because she remembers back that she remembered when at the time you were Kaiju, I will kill you, but she still wants to believe in Kafka, she still wants to believe in him being, because after all, he saved her, being the fun guy that he was, and she still wants to believe in him, and to the point where Kafka in himself, struggling, and to the point where because he was on the verge of giving up until he remembered seeing Mina, wanting to be by her side, until he forced himself, until he got control, he ended up punching through himself, he punched right through himself, and he returned back to normal before he passed out. And so the general told the others to stand down, give him to the medics, right? Because the core is not damaged. It will maybe they say but they're still repairing him. So they would see him being repaired in this, one of those water tubes. And now that the general and the others are discussing what to do with him, right? And bringing in Mia, for testifying. And so they're discussing what to do with him, to dispose of him or let him live, though, right? But, they could probably use him because, since they use, kaijus as weapons, right? They could probably use him, because he is strong and he can help, because as a reminder, he's the one who sent that huge kaiju bomb into the away from the city, to saving them, right? So they could probably use his powers to put for usage, right? But also though, at the same time, that we wonder if it's what was it? It's not safe to have him around though, because keeping him in the division, because the general, they see him as a kaiju, not a human, though. Of course, with Mina, she wants to believe she always wants to believe in Kafka, right? As does with Kurokyo, right? And so in the end, though, they'll still keep him. They could probably use him, because he's a stronger, able to help bring with it to help. Because they mentioned that. Where this happened some years ago with Kaiju number 6, right? And it ended up killing with the general's wife, or Kurokyo's mother, right? So with another invasion force, we can use him to help us. But at the end, everyone's phones are saying that that Kafka's alive and they're not going to kill him, to dispose of him. So, And then Kafka wakes up in the hospital bed with the general sitting right next to him. Because at this point, we the viewers, okay, so we know that Kafka, he wants to believe the proof that he's human still, though. But same time, they're calling him as a kaiju now, as a kaiju, no longer as a human, as Kafka. But the general did call him by his name, though. But they're acknowledging him as a kaiju now. No, he's no longer human, because when he wakes up, he has this big this scar in his big chest, right? Which kind of reminds me of, back when with Parasite, with Shinichi. We know back when Shinichi, when he got impaled, right, and Migi healed him. Now he's a big scar on his chest and through his back too. It just reminds me that when he has this scar is much bigger on Kafka though. But it just reminds me it reminds me of that from Parasite. Which in a way it is, because he does a kaiju that's in it is kind of like a parasite in a way. So I think I did mention before the start of the series when I reviewed this, I did mention references of Parasite as well, so which is a good thing because I love Parasite. It is one of my favorites. So, but the general is talks to him, saying that you're not gonna be dead though, but in ways he still wants to. Like I said, Kafka wants to prove that he is a human, though, but at this point, though, they're acknowledging him as a kaiju. And so, as the credits are going, right, and boy, where Kafka, he falls asleep when the general is still talking to him. He falls asleep and he's mentioning about Mina, right? Mina. And then we get the cliffhanger back with Kaiju number 9, right? We see him, on these different computer monitors, he's beating all these people at chess, trying to see how intellectual they are, right? And saying that he's talking to there's another kaiju that's standing in the shadows, but we can barely see though, saying that he wants to take back all the kaiju that's in where the base, because he's also examining where the bases are. So he wants to take back all the kaiju back, and just because after all this, what happened with Kafka, listen, we can't forget about, because Kaiju number 9 slipped away, right? But so we see him, he's examining. It's funny how he's playing chess with all the people, just say how intelligent they are, but also saying that how trees gather how smart humans are, and again, it was research on the basis he wants to take back all the kaiju back. So, but yeah, that's a cliffhanger, which, because you can't show once again Kaiju number 9 after he just slipped away, So of course I probably knew they were going to show him again. So yeah, but the cliffhanger with him though is just a good way to end it on him, because seeing him plotting his next plan. So, but yeah, but episode 12 was just once again 10 out of 10, I would say. Definitely, because this is like this whole show was 10 out of 10. And when season 2 rolls around, I'm definitely looking forward to it, no doubt. So I'm definitely looking forward when it comes up, because this show is, like I said, it's been nothing but fire, and I just feel bad for Kafka, because at this point we have to acknowledge that he is no longer human, although he says he still thinks he is a human, though. We have to acknowledge to say that he is no longer a human, though, but I feel bad for him. Now he has to, if they use him, because his team wants him to be, because Ichikawa said he knew that he was going to come back, right, as for his teammates, right? But the thing is, though, after this onwards, are they going to still acknowledge him as their friend and comrade, or they're still going to, Ichikawa and Kyokyo and Mina, I'm sure they'll see him as Kafka, though, but the rest of the whole division, like the higher ups, like the general and the other people that were talking around the table, they're gonna acknowledge him as a kaiju now. So, and probably just him as a handy person to help out any other. Well, using they're not gonna use it. They're not gonna make a weapon of him. They're just gonna use him probably for his kaiju abilities to help out the division. So, And yet they're still not going to tell the public about it. Otherwise, they're going to say, oh, is there a kaiju? There's probably kaijus living in disguise as humans among us, you know? They're not going to say that yet, so. But everything about it is just, you know, with Kafka, what happened to him, you know, it's just. I was feeling bad for him, though, but, like, but they're going to acknowledge him as a kaiju now. He's no longer human. Although we want to believe that he still wants to prove that he is human, though. So, but the whole fight with him just glowing red, and the general give him a chance to live, you know, not killing him right away afterwards. I guess they said he was testing him. Yeah, I guess they were saying, but what he was trying to do. But at least the general is, because I thought the general was gonna be was gonna be a cold-hearted bastard and just go out and try to kill him, you know. But at least to see that show that he shows a bit of humanity in him, you know, by letting Kafka live, though. So at least it shows at least the general that is not as bad as I thought he was, you know. After all, they say, well, because actually after what he said from before about his daughter, you know, from the flashbacks from before, oh, it doesn't matter what you achieve, you still need to get strong no matter what. Doesn't matter what your goals are, your achievements are good or not. And so, at least, but now they know that at least letting him live, not killing him right away, at least shows that General Shinomiya is not quite as bad as a guy that I originally thought he was, though. So, but yeah, but episode 12 was just nothing but perfection. Thumbs up and like this, whatever, 10 out of 10. I much to give to it because I love the show and I really look forward when season 2 or wherever like the other split core or sequel comes out. No matter what, we're getting more of Kaiju number 8. So, and essentially the soundtrack once again was great. The animation, the action, and essentially the soundtrack. You know, I love the intro song as well, and including the outro song too. And I just can't wait to see what much more of the soundtracks will improve in the series, because it was cool to hear there was a little bit of reference of the Godzilla theme I heard in the soundtrack too, which was cool to hear as well. But the whole soundtrack was awesome no matter what, though. It was probably one of the best soundtracks I've heard in an anime series in quite some time, though. If they're ever to pick, this is easily I would say the best soundtrack for an anime series of this year, easily, because I thought this soundtrack was awesome. So yeah, but episode 12 of Kaiju number 8, 10 out of 10, I would say for this. So season 1 finale, not the finale, the show finale, but the season. I'm not gonna put no finale because there's still more to come. So there's no finale for now. So, but episode 12 review, I'll put it. So, but it was still awesome nonetheless, and I can't wait to see more of Kaiju number 8 and more with what's gonna happen with Kafka. You know, so we'll have to wait and see on that though. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and as until now, to conclude the spring season, that is of Go Loser Ranger, you know. After that, I'll be starting off with the new the summer season with Suicide Squad Isekai, and then whatever I choose to review from then onward, you know. Whatever piques my interest. So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you next time. Later. And Kaiju number 8, awesome nonetheless.